Who here can tell me what sells games? No, it's not that the game is fun. No, it's not the promise of an engaging story either, no. An essentially copy-pasted sequel that makes you wonder why they made the game in the first place? I mean, yeah, but no. It's controversy. If nothing else, controversial video games get a good bit of publicity when a news outlet discovers them and condemns them for the violence or sexual themes without stopping to say, hey, didn't we already talk about this? Enter Postal 2, an offensive FPS that follows the Postal dude as he goes throughout his day running errands for his wife. The original Postal was an isometric shooter about a schizophrenic man who leaves his house and begins to kill everyone in his path. This sounds so familiar, but I just can't put my finger on it. This game, while being relatively boring, has a much darker, more serious tone than its sequel. Granted, because of all the manslaughter, the public didn't have the best view of it. Postal 2, on the other hand, throws that all out the window. It's offensive just for the sake of being offensive, like South Park, just not as well written.
Dad, Mom says to stop trying to give yourself cancer.
Just gonna get a little bit of cancer, Stan. Tell Mom it's okay.
Okay, never mind, bad example. Like its predecessor, you can go about killing without rhyme or reason with all sorts of weapons, like gas canisters and matches, scythes, silent shotguns, where the shotgun silencer is a cat. Now, Postal 2 ran ads for itself with the tagline, "Remember, it's only as violent as you are," so I put that to the test. For the normal Monday through Friday week, I would not kill another person. Because violence is the key issue of this game, I wanted to focus on the other controversies Postal 2 had in store. Besides the fact that there was a movie directed by Uwe Boll. That's a problem in and of itself. At the beginning of each day, the dude gets a checklist of things he has to do in order to get to the next day. While he has his, I have my checklist of totally unnecessary BS running with scissors felt they needed to put in this game. On Monday, the game attempted to goad me into violence twice. First by placing a man with a kick me sign right in front of me, and then by firing me from my job after a single day of work when all I wanted to do was pick up my paycheck.
Nothing personal, man, but you're fired.
But I just started yesterday.
After avoiding some not-so-peaceful parents protesting violent games and cashing my check, I went to the convenience store to pick up some milk. Here we find the first item on my checklist, racial stereotypes with this Indian cashier.
Hello, and what do you want?
Hi there.
Hurry up and buy something. That'll be $5. Thank you for your unclean visit. Now get out and come again, please.
Tuesday had me trying to get people to sign my petition to get a specific congressman to play violent video games, and once again attempted to goad me into beating down each person who flipped me off for even asking. I then went off to return a book to the library and was greeted by another protest group. This one wanted to save the trees by burning books. And they eventually did. Burn the books. All of them. Next, I went to church to confess my currently non-existent sins.
Bless me, Father, for I have really sinned. Really. I'm not kidding here. Big sinner. Yep.
You have been a freaking model citizen compared to some of these people. We then reach another checkbox in the form of some suicide bombing and stereotypical terrorists. No idea why the devs thought this was smart considering this game was only released in 2003. And while not necessarily controversial, Running with Scissors somehow got Gary Coleman to cameo as himself.
If I see you selling this on eBay, I will come to your house and kick your narrow ass.
Wednesday had me go to the cemetery to pay my respects to the dude's father.
That's the ticket.
Yes, this is a thing you can do whenever, and the game encourages you to do so, especially when you're on fire. After picking up a Christmas tree, in July, the game decided to have me recreate a scene from Pulp Fiction, and not one of the good ones.
What? Does he look like a bitch?
Then after going to the laundromat for a much needed costume change, I went home to put the day behind me. On Thursday, I first went to the mall to get that hot new toy, Crotchy. Look, I know it sounds bad, but there's no way it could. Ignoring that, I then went to pick up some steaks for the
Psychotic Friends Network barbecue.
Only to find out that the meat I may have gotten might have just been a nice juicy cut of Johnny here. Then off to the police station to pay for a ticket.
That'll be $300.
Yes. Hey. Friday began when I discovered a burning sensation that desperately needed taken care of. And after fixing that, I went to Uncle Dave's to celebrate his birthday.
This is the ATF. Please stay inside. Do not attempt to leave the building. Pay no attention to the men with the torches.
Stop oppressing us. We're innocent bystanders.
We recommend you douse yourselves with something flammable and gather in a confined space.
The good book told me to make you die, then myself.
We're not zealots! Eat lead and die, unbelieving heathen scum.
After leaving Dave's, I grabbed a newspaper on the way home that said an apocalypse had begun, and cats began to rain from the sky. I made it back home to my loving wife and...
Honey, I'm home. You won't believe the day I've had.
About friggin' time. Did you remember my rocky road?
Oh. I missed one. There we go. That's better. The Weekend is part of an add-on in which the dude survives his gunshot and ends up in the hospital as the apocalypse rages on. Considering you actually need to kill to get through this one, I didn't include it in my checklist. Also, I don't need to see any more Phantom Gary Coleman trying to kill me or... no thank you. The Weekend's got plenty of controversy, don't get me wrong. It's got things like killing elephants to make souvenirs, and more stuff involving Al-Qaeda. While controversy may sell a game, it doesn't necessarily make it fun. I went through again after I did my pacifist run, killing people while I got my errands done, but it really wasn't all that good. In the end, all I have to say is, didn't GTA do this stuff first?